Good morning, Silver. Good morning, Silver. Hello, everybody out there who may come across this in the future. Good morning, good morning. Hello, howdy. Yep, it's a rainy day for me. I got thundering and lightning happening around me, and we got a nice steady rainfall happening. So it's possible my power could get interrupted this morning, and then um, my internet could go out. So if I all of a sudden disappear, that is a pretty good chance that I got knocked out because of the storm. Although it might just make it flicker and not disrupt it enough to make it to where it completely goes away. Hey, good morning, trees. Good morning. Yeah, so I got some storms over here, which is much needed. It has been very dry throughout the entire summer. But I'm just gonna be hanging out. I got myself my latte. That is damn good. And I found a news article to look over that I'm gonna read here in a bit. And yeah, just gonna hang out, see what y'all are up to. Is there anything y'all have heard about this morning that y'all have found interesting? Let me know in the comments. Um, see what else has been going on. Hmm. It's been pretty normal here for me, and not too many things that I've gotten uh, that I've gotten into. Although I started reading this. Oh no, I want to go back. Yeah, here we go. I found this article from the Guardian, and it's about an emergency service alert to be tested on U.S. cell phones, TV, and radio on Wednesday, which is today. It should be happening. Oh, it is Ape's birthday today. Kevin does have his birthday today. You're right. I will definitely be going and wish him happy birthday. That's a good call, Silver. Get yes, that's a good mention right there. Excellent. Yeah. So today there's going to be an emergency broadcast, and it should be hitting your phone if you have it turned on and whatnot. Um, Gloria Aladipo, Gloria Oleodipo. I'm not sure of that pronunciation. This is from yesterday. A test for the U.S. emergency alert system will be conducted on Wednesday, but it is already being met with internet conspiracy theories. The nationwide test is scheduled for 2:20 p.m. Eastern Time and will be played on the U.S. cell phones and TV radio stations. On the eastern side, it's going to start at 2:20. So this test is organized by Federal Emergency Management Agency in accordance with Federal Communications Commission and the Puerto Rico Emergency Management Bureau, according to a FEMA press release. The test will assess two alert systems: the emergency alert system, which plays on TV, radio, and wireless emergency radios. Um, Orlando Olivero, the coordinator of FEMA's Caribbean Area Office in Puerto Rico, said, "We want to ensure that the systems continue to be effective, that the public understand and uses these alert warnings about emergencies, particularly those on the national level, as we work to strengthen emergency readiness among our communities." And if you haven't been through a major disaster, a major uh, natural disaster, you want to have some kind of warning. It is, to me, like, please, can we get this set up? Can we organize as a society and as a group to make an emergency broadcast? Um, in the little town that I was from, Seabrook, they actually have I was on the coast. They had a large water tower that had a siren that would blare, and they would test it. It had like a monthly test, things of that nature. That is that time that it gives you in order to, give you a chance to hunker down and get somewhere safe, I think is very important. It would be ridiculous to try to make it out to be something malevolent. It is wild, but supposedly there are some people. Um, so I've basically said the important part. We're going to have an emergency broadcast, and they're going to be putting it out today. I want to skip down to what some of these comments are from. Some have claimed the alert system will instruct cell phones to emit nanoparticles. Some users on X, formerly known as Twitter, have encouraged others online to keep their phones off during the test. Nanoparticles. And where are those particles coming from? The phone? The all the particles in the structure that makes up the phone, all of a sudden it's going to lose particles, which it would lose mass. There would be, like, really? Like, and this, that is, that's a wild claim. Your phone's gonna, they said our sources recommend your phone during disabling your phone during tomorrow's scheduled FEMA test, wrote one X user. Recommendations include not only disabling all alerts, but also removing the SIM card and shutting down your phone completely, which is crazy nuts. We get other alerts too. Um, I know that in my area we have uh, amber alerts, silver alerts, uh, alerts that we get on our phones for when people have been kidnapped or they've gone missing, MIA, and it just blows my mind to like think that there's people who are out there making rumors about your phone emitting nanoparticles. Like I try to reason out how they get there, and I don't even really have to look it up to start having serious doubts about that claim. The orchestration that would go into that would need to be immense. I think I've damn near had this phone this phone is almost 10 years old. I might be off by a year and a half or a half a year or so. But to have that to where they're I so I'm not going to even try to rationalize it. My mind is starting to think about that's why I hit those pauses and I start thinking, and I'm like, how are they getting there? But that's not really important. I don't want to really bother myself with trying to rationalize that. But Trees is saying, sounds like a bunch of Q nonsense. Yeah, I wish they would turn on the 5G and enact the trans agenda already, right? There's all of those conspiracy theories. And really, it kind of makes it to where you're gullible and where, if you're somebody who's promoting those kind of ideas and uh, and trying to rationalize and reason those out to where that is true to your reality, that is the truth, that is a belief you're holding, you're doing yourself a disservice to shutting yourself off from emergency broadcasts that are literally designed in order to let you know whenever you're in imminent danger and maybe you should uh, seek shelter, or hey, heads up, we got somebody who just got kidnapped, and if they're so worried about the sex traffic and kidnapping and shit, like the alert system should be something that they're in tune with and desire. Yeah, wow. mm. Conspiracy theorists leave themselves gullible and shows poor reasoning skills, critical thinking in general. But I recently, there's somebody I was working with who's who said this to me. I had asked him a question, and I think I gave him a look, but what ended up being said to me was, um, whenever a person doesn't know uh, what to do, you can tell them anything. And oh, Kitty's getting me. She just clawed me. Um, what that dude told me, you could tell a person anything when they don't know, and was laughing about it, like, you know, one, that this is something that he does. So immediately I became like, shit, eh, don't listen to that dude, because he might fill you full of shit. And then you go off and you do something completely, like, there's some people that do that for fun, you know? Like the kids in the neighborhood who would get a car that would stop by them and be like, hey, do you know where this street is at? And they tell them the complete opposite direction. Little asshole. Hey, 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 hey. Ah, no. I realized something, that I I used to play with the string a lot with them, and now I realize that that may have not been the best idea, because I have cables and stuff that I will put out, or I'm doing this or that with the cable, and they like playing with them. They're like, oh, let me chew on that. Trees is saying conspiracies make people feel like they are smart and have secret knowledge without doing any research or gaining the proper education. It's lazy thinking, because a lot of these can be easily shown why the probability of those claims is more likely not true. It's easy. But there is um, that line of thinking, uh, of like critical thinking skills, using logic and reasoning. I don't think I have a much better understanding of these concepts than I did whenever I was a kid. I don't think I'm not going to say my school system did not teach us those at all, but it was nothing to the way that I understand it now. And I I think it would be important to promote those ideas of critical thinking is important, because thinking throughout things to make good predictions is a very useful tool, and can keep you out of harm's way, and to where you're not finding yourself in undesirable situations. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's more likely to happen, but you can make better predictions to where you're not leaving yourself stranded in a way. But yeah, so that was the first news article that I came across. I found that one to be interesting. And also, you let people know who may not see the article that we will be having an emergency broadcast. I'll probably be getting it at like 3 something. Let's see. Uh, see it. This headline about Trump here. New York judge orders Trump to delete disparaging post about his law clerk and threatens sanctions. Yeah. Oh. It went down. It went down. It's rumbling over here. It's raining pretty good. Oh, this is from Reuters right here. Um, we have a tragedy. This is by Manuel Silvestri. Hmm. I'm sorry if I butcher your name, whoever this is. At least 21 dead after Italian bus carrying tourists falls from Venice overpass. Holy shit. Venice, Italy, October 3rd. At least 21 people died on Tuesday and 18 were injured after a bus carrying tourists to a campground crashed off an overpass near Venice in northern Italy and caught fire. Oh shit. The bus veered off the road and fell close to railway lines in the district of Mestre, which is connected to Venice by a bridge. The cause of the accident was unclear. The Venice City Councillor Renato Barcero said one line of inquiry that the driver, a 40-year-old Italian who was among those killed, had taken ill before the crash. Oh, it's an appalling tragedy. The city is in mourning. He said the coach had been carrying 40 passengers, of whom 21 had died and 18 injured. The death toll could rise before several of those hurt were in critical condition, he added. Venice City's Hall said the injured people had been taken to nearby hospitals with 4 in serious conditions. Mm. Traveling is dangerous. She is tearing stuff up right now. Mm. She's going somewhere where she can't go. Hang on. I would like to take a sip from this right here. Let's see, what else is there? Bed bug panic sweeps Paris as infestation soar before 2024 Olympics. Aye, little itchy scratchy situation going there. James Webb Telescope early galaxy images were oddly bright. Now we know why. Special molecule that violates the laws of physics could lead to limitless energy. Okay, I'll bite. BGR? BGR. I haven't ever read from BGR yet. A special molecule that violates the laws of physics could lead to limitless energy by Joshua Hawkins. Scientists may have had made a major breakthrough in request. Hmm. Scientists may have made a major breakthrough in the quest to produce limitless energy. According to a new study published in the journal American Chemical Society, scientists are looking deeper at a molecule known as azulene, which is a blue light emitting molecule that seems to float. No, not float. Float is wrong. It's a light emitting molecule that seems to flout the fundamental rules of photochemistry. The hope is that understanding how azulene and other molecules like it convert energy through fluorescence will allow us to build our own molecules to more efficiently convert photons from the sun into usable energy or electricity, thus creating cleaner energy. The idea is all a part of the normal progression to make solar cells more efficient. Looking back at the history of these electricity generating cells, the first solar cell in 1883 could convert less than 1% of the sun's photons to usable electricity. That was just the first baby step towards creating limitless energy. And it does work. We've uh, we have solar energy. Although the building that I'm in right now, this is on the grid at the moment. Um, I've made some changes to my place, and I'm in the process of moving some of my gear, and then I'm gonna go back home. Yeah, and I'll be broadcasting from there. It works. It does. Um, and if you're unfamiliar with it and you're kind of unsure about using it, buy a small, get a small setup so you can understand the components of the solar system, and then you can, you know, scale up and create a good working system. And um, one brand that I have found that was a good source for that kind of gear was Windy Nation. I have gone through others. I've even bought the stuff that is at Harbor Freight and Tools, and that stuff is still up and powering lights over there. Um, those are really old. That was way before we moved up here, I started playing with it. I remember my first solar panel was one that I got from AutoZone, and I tried just hooking it up to the battery straight, and I did that, and at nightfall it the power left the battery pretty quickly because I had hooked it up wrong. You can put the solar panel to a battery in the sunlight and it will charge it up, but it will also emit the electricity right back out the panel if it doesn't have the other components in line. It has to stop the back feed from the battery going back into your solar panels. But yeah, I mean, uh, and I've just continued to learn how those systems work, and I have put it to the test. I But that's cool that they are talking about changing and getting even more energy out of it to be able to absorb that energy. Solar cells have some significant upgrades and changes. While we aren't to the point of being able to generate limitless energy just yet, we do have solar cells that can turn close to 50% of the sun's photons into electricity. We do have solar cells that can turn close to 50% of the sun's photons into electricity, and even solar panels that generate electricity in the dark. Yeah, like I have read about those in the past that they're trying to figure that out, where they can take the moonlight and the starlight, and that will continually charge it. There's some other really interesting energy uh, producers that I think will be some game changers. Is mm, right now I am trying to think. It's a module, but I can't remember what the module is called at this moment. But this module is just a square disc that is probably smaller than this battery charger right here, that you can put it onto any surface that gets hot. And where I would probably use these during the winter time, and I would get, oh, hey, Cosmic Kyle, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Um, but I would, if I get to play with these, I would set them up to where it was in the winter time, and I would put them on the surfaces of what I use to cook with, whatever emits heat, and those can produce a lot of electricity. And that is one place that I think, like, if you're going to be using it anyways, like your stove and whatnot, or your oven, especially during the colder season, or like if you're going to have a uh, a fire burning, if you have a fireplace, or even the heater itself, anything that's getting hot, this little module can take that and it can feed it to a battery bank, and it will uh, give you electricity. I have not got to play with them yet. One module I have gotten to play with, whenever you put electricity to it, one side gets really hot and the other side gets really cold, and you can actually create little coolers and things like that with them. It's something like, once I'm done with my home building project, one of the projects that I want to get back into, I like tinkering with things and making things, and I have acquired some materials that I can put together and make some cool projects. But yeah, hmm. So these solar panels are getting even more efficient. Some researchers hope that understanding the mystery of how a molecule like azulene runs counter to a photochemical idea we know as Cash's rule. This rule essentially helps explain how molecules emit light when in various states. Unlike other molecules, though, azulene doesn't seem to follow Cash's rule. It's based on the aromatic aromaticity aroma. Oh, I don't know. That's a weird word. It's based on, you know what? Hey, why not ask? Let's see what this word means. I'm having a hard time even pronouncing it. It looks like the word, like aroma, like what you would smell. Aroma City? Maybe that's aroma. Arrow. It says is a property of conjugated cycloalkanes, in which the stabilization of the molecule is enhanced due to the ability of the electrons in the pi orbitals to, oh my goodness, I'm definitely getting into some terms that I do not understand right now. I don't even have a better understanding of what, uh, I want to get a pronunciation of this word is, let me hear it.
Aromaticity.
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 Even after hearing that definition right there, I do not totally. Chemistry, the property in an organic compound of being aromatic. The property in an organic compound of being aromatic. Hmm. So that's like a very small piece of something larger. Hey, where did that go? For a zillion, though, it is stable in its ground state but unstable in its first excited state. It's an interesting discovery that could help lead scientists to a breakthrough in their search for limitless energy. However, what that limitless energy would look like exactly is still unclear. For now, at least we can have a thread to pull on. I think perpetual motion. I think it is possible to get something that will run and or emit energy for a very long time, but to think that it would always be like everything is kind of fixed in that decomposing in decay. But yeah, let's see what else has been going on. What else is interesting here? Looking for something to look into. Huh. Sounds like inside the mag demolition of Disney's beloved Space Mountain coaster begins inside the magic. Wow. I wonder if that's that same coaster. Uh, there was some days ago I was talking about an article that the family got up out of the coaster like there was a malfunction, and instead of staying put, they stood up and they um, and tried to get out. And I can't remember. I'm not sure if there was fatalities or they were just injured. Eh. Hmm. Nobel Prize for attosecond physicists Agustin L. Euler and Krauss. Man gets a big surprise when his trophy 18-point buck turns out not to be a buck at all. Hmm. Let's see. looking for something good to read. Do, 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 do. You know, um, Ukraine, Russia repels land and drone attacks. Moscow mobilization plans. West running out of ammo. I heard a little while back that Ukraine was hitting Russia now, like, you know, going across their border. I heard, if I'm recalling right, um, you. This is from Euro News. This is by Euro News with AFP. It was published on 410 of this year. Moscow said on Wednesday it had thwarted a wave of Ukraine drones, plus a landing attempt by Kiev on Crimea. 31 Ukraine unmanned aerial vehicles were intercepted over the regions of Belgorod, Baranski, and Kursk, bordering Ukraine, according to the Russian Defense Ministry. It did not release any information about political casualties or damage. Since the start of Ukraine counter-offensive in June, Moscow has accused Kiev of attacking Russian territory almost every day, be it with drones, missiles, or artillery. The Russian Defense Ministry also reported on Wednesday it had repulsed an attempt landing of Ukraine forces on Crimea, annexed by Moscow in 2014. Yeah, talking about like the climate crisis, and unfortunately, we have people who are fighting each other, and that probably is not helping with the overall issue of climate change. I would think, I could be wrong, but yeah, not only is it harming somebody they think, well, it's the two sides are in conflict. Not only are you harming your enemy, you're harming the environment in which you live in. It doesn't. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around that, like the disregard for the environment. Like, you have to live in it, and so do other people. And if you are unsympathetic, or you don't care about the environment, like, I, it's like the conspiracy theorist uh, earlier. I have a smudge on my glass that is really kind of bothering me. I have something for that though. It is totally raining outside. pretty hard getting some rain. So I'm pretty much indoors today, um, just hanging out. I have been doing some walking meditation where you just keep your thoughts towards the senses, what you're experiencing from the environment, and just keeping that as the focus. And that is nice. It is relaxing, but you also are walking. It's not, you know, sitting there and meditating. I was just recently given this idea, and it is nice. And yesterday was like, I had one of those moments to where it was an auditory hallucination. In the woods, you can have a sound that is happening out in front of you, but depending on how you have your head turned, it, it can sound like it's coming off way over there, and you might think it's coming from that direction, but really it's coming, you know, it's in front of you. But yeah, just listening to the birds chirp, taking notice to their sounds. Being in the moment, hearing the crunching of the leaves and stuff. Well, those are the sounds I hear, and dogs barking, and every once in a while there's a car. But I'm inside today. I'm just gonna, well, at least I don't know how long it's supposed to get like this. Maybe it'll stop and someone come out here in a bit. I don't know. I'm just gonna hang out and look at some news. See, where was I at? I can see now. Wow, it looks like I must have hit my phone and I lost my spot. I'm looking for it right now. Soldiers of Ukraine armed forces on board a fast military boat and 3 jet skis were heading towards Cape Tarkankut in the northwest of the Black Sea Peninsula, it claimed. This summer, Moscow alleged several times it had destroyed Ukrainian military boats in the Black Sea that were sailing towards Crimea. No plans for new mobilization in Russia, Defense Minister. More men will not be called up to fight in the Russian army as hundreds of thousands have signed up already this year. There are no plans for additional mobilization, said the Russian Defense Minister of the state television. The armed forces have the necessary number of military personnel to conduct the special military operation. He claimed more than 335,000 people have entered military service under voluntary formations, with 50,000 signing contracts in September alone. Russia is trying to beef up its armed forces as the Ukraine war grows ever more attritional. while incorporating fighters from Wagner mercenary forces. The Shogui's figures indicate Moscow has made significant steps toward these goals. President Vladimir Putin ordered a partial mobilization of 300,000 troops in September last year, which caused a mass exodus of Russian unwilling to fight and triggered protests across the country. Putin has repeatedly claimed there will not be another, with some Russian officials saying the first was a mistake as it promoted anti war sentiment and so many to leave. The West says it's running out of ammo. Western allies of Ukraine have said they are exhausting their stocks of ammunition, possibly raising implications for Kiev war efforts against Russia. Most of the thousands of shells Ukraine fires every day come from NATO. However, Administrator Rob Bauer, the US led military alliance most senior military official, told the Warsaw Security Forum that the bottom of the barrel is now visible. Governments and manufacturers must ramp up production in a much higher tempo, he added. The admiral pointed the finger at a chronic lack of spending in NATO countries, which meant ammunition stockpiles were insufficient even before Russia invaded Ukraine. My goodness, it is I mind-boggling. Like with all the problems that are going on in the world, it's not really a necessary conflict. I don't think all Russians, and I don't think the Ukrainians want it either. And they want to ramp up production of ammunition so they can continue to fight, so they can have their peace. Yeah, I just wish that all to be resolved, really, whenever it comes down to it. So we can have some more collaboration and work out some of these issues. I'd like to see resolution. Let's see what else is going on. What else is happening? Jury selection begins for FTX CEO Sam Bankman Bread's trial. Elon Musk is being sued for libel for accusing a man having neo-Nazi links. This is from NPR. It is to put a label on to somebody. In a way, you need to be very careful because Elon Musk is being sued for libel for accusing a man of having neo-Nazi links. October 4th, 2023, by Iran Ritchie. And I said, yeah, this is from NPR. Musk, the owner of X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter, is being sued by a recent college graduate who says Musk falsely accused him of being affiliated with the neo-Nazi group. Ben Brody, 22, is suing Musk for libel, saying Musk amplified posts on X that wrongly identified Brody as a participant in a brawl between two right-wing extremist groups during a Pride event in Portland, Oregon on June 24th. Over the past several years, Musk has settled into a consistent pattern of making reckless false statements to the detriment of innocent third parties while fostering disinformation and denying neo-Nazi violence. The lawsuit alleges it was filed Monday in the District Court of Travis, Texas. Oh, they're bringing it all the way over here? Huh? What? I don't understand that. Like, why are they doing it in Texas? Ben Brody, 22, is suing Musk for libel, saying Musk amplified posts on X. And let me get back down to it. Said an event in Portland, Oregon. This happened in Oregon, and if I'm not mistaken, Musk is in California, and it was filed Monday in the District Court of Travis County, Texas. Like it's not too far away from me. That's I mean, somewhere around 4 hours, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. Like, why is that coming here? Why are they doing that trial here? I don't understand that. The case involves a video of a street fight between two far-right groups. Back in June, members of the Proud Boys and the Rose City Nationalists were at the Portland event to vent their bigotry and intimidate Pride Night celebrants, the complainant says. But the group got into a fight amongst themselves. Video of the brawl quickly went viral, and the right-wing social media influencers began accusing the Rose City Nationalists of being federal agents or left-wing antagonists there to no influence public opinion of the groups. In the video, two Rose City Nationalists had their masks torn off. Brody was accused of being one of the unmasked men. An anonymous account tweeted screenshots of a man's face in the video, accompanied by a picture of Brody taken from an Instagram posted by his college fraternity Alpha Epsilon, which refers to itself as the world's Jewish college fraternity. So there is a mistaken identity. Musk asked in a Twitter post who were the unmasked individuals, to which another user copied the post accusing Brody of being a participant. Very odd, Musk responded. Brody, who lives in Los Angeles County, California, posted an Instagram video trying to absolve himself, as well as a debit card receipts showing he was in California the day of the Portland brawl. He also contacted one of the stores he patronized that day for video footage. The complainant says many ex-users began telling Musk that it was not Brody in the video under another post sharing Brody's picture. Commented, Musk commented, always remove their mask. On June 27th, Musk tweeted a reply in reference to an unmasked man in the video. Looks like one is a college student who wants to join the government, and another is maybe an Antifa member, but nonetheless a probable false flag situation. False flag is a term used in military context, but it is also often used by conspiracists to refer to actions carried out to purposely pin the blame on another party. I'm still kind of hung up on why this is going to the Travis County courts. Like it keeps on reoccurring in my brain. I'm like trying to read and be in the moment of what I'm reading, but my brain goes, why are they doing this in a Texas court? Is this article, does it, my brain is talking to me on the inside. I'm reading and it's going, hey, something doesn't seem right. Maybe I read it wrong. Maybe I'm understanding wrong. Well, I don't know. I kind of lost interest in reading about it. So there's Musk is having some lawsuit troubles. Let's see, looking for something else. Do 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 do. All right. Uh, mm, wow. I think I may have. Wait. Uh oh. NDTV. NDTV. This is also a TV channel. NDTV. I'm unfamiliar with this site. They have an article in their news and science. It says NASA predicts asteroid with force of 22 atomic bombs might hit Earth. Scientists believe that there is now a 1 in 2,700 or a 0.0337% chance that asteroid Bennu could hit our planet by, oh, 2182. Oh, okay. Well, after any of us are going to be here. They discovered this back in 1999. I can't say that. I think I probably have heard of it before. It's something that's been talked about since 1999. Let's see. NASA scientists are keeping a close eye on asteroid Bennu, a 1,600-foot wide cosmic object that could smash into our planet 159 years from now. According to NASA's OSIRIS-REx science team, the asteroid, which was first discovered in 1999, could possibly drift into our planet's orbit and could hit Earth by September 24th, 21st. That's so far ahead in the future to make a prediction. I guess it would be something to like keep track of, like it coming, but that's not really news. It's kind of, I mean, I think people should be paying attention to it. I guess it's kind of interesting to try to learn about. But that's so far off into the future. Let's see if we can't find something that's even more um, impactful, or something that is more important to see. Or there's the NASA's Eclipse Explorer 2023 lets you track the October 14th annular solar eclipse with new interactive map. I like the app that you can get to where you can point at the sky and then you can see the map and it'll put out all the constellations for you. This is by Daisy Dobracek from space.com. The annular Ring of Fire solar eclipse will be visible across the Americas on October 14th, 2023. Hey, Cosmic Cop, that would be pretty cool to have some pictures of that. A spectacular annular solar eclipse will grace the Americas on October 14th, and you can track it down to the exact second with NASA's 2023 Eclipse Explorer. The interactive map details when and where the eclipse will be visible, including the path and duration of annularity, the areas from which the Ring of Fire can be seen, allowing users to dive into the eclipse viewing experience like never before. Find out exactly when the eclipse will be visible at your location, and watch how the eclipse evolves in time. You can toggle between sites and use the slider bar at the bottom to move through different stages of the eclipse. Interesting. And today is the 4th, so we got 10 days until that happens. That'll be happening on what night? Ah, that'll be on a Tuesday night of next week, will be the eclipse. Interesting. And they have a app for it too. Let's see. I hit the bottom. I hit the bottom. Yeah, and then there's like entertainment news, and there's some of the news that I just I don't find that interesting. Like, I don't really care to hear about actors and movie stars and stuff like that much. I don't really read those articles. Although, when like Chris Rock gets slapped in the face by Will Smith, that kind of like uh, I can't say that didn't catch my attention, but often I stay out of that kind of stuff. Here's another spot for news. A fight breaks out in the science of consciousness. Yeah, and I talked about this last week, I think, too. I do not think consciousness is fundamental or necessary for reality to exist. The matter and energy will still be there. Wow, these are from yesterday, but they have different sources, I think. The ancient Roman Mayan buildings still standing. Scientists are unlocking their secrets. I do find it pretty amazing though that their temples and stuff are still standing. Like that building technique is can withstand the test of time. It's pretty cool. This article right here is from Maddie Burkhoff, and this is from the AP. In the quest to build better for the future, some are looking for answers in the long ago past. Ancient builders across the world created structures that are still standing today, thousands of years later, from Roman engineers who poured thick concrete sea barriers to Maya masons who crafted plaster sculptures to their gods, to Chinese builders who raised walls against invaders. Yet scores of more recent structures are already staring down their expiration dates. Oh, the concrete that makes up much of the modern world has a lifespan of around 50 to 100 years. Ancient builders across the world created structures that are still standing today, thousands of years later, from Roman engineers who poured thick concrete sea barriers to Maya masons who crafted plaster sculptures to their gods. Chinese, I, I think I hit my phone and it made me go up accidentally. This stupid ad, get out of my way, ad. I don't want to see your ad. A growing number of scientists have been. Yeah. Oh, no, 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 that's right. A growing number of scientists have been studying materials from long ago eras, chipping off chunks of buildings, poring over historical text, mixing up copycat recipes, hoping to uncover how they've held up for millennia. I actually do the same. Hey, Bree is in here. What's up, Bree? I actually have that same interest and have cooked my own bricks. Um, and I have started playing with trying to make a mix that I can pour water into and then have it um, dry out and not have to fire it to make a concrete. Um, I've made some things that were pretty um, hard, but nothing that was able to get completely wet. I can make bricks that I fire, I cook them, and those I can completely soak, and it's a hard brick. Those are pretty easy to make, actually. One of the ways that um, I haven't I haven't gotten to get to it yet, but um, taking eggshells and you can fire those, or even shell. I'm using eggshells, but you can use shells that like are from you know the ground, wherever you can find shells at. But you can use those ground. You take those and you heat them up to really hot, to where you basically turn it to ash, and then you take that and you can break that down and mix other clay and sand and create bricks that are pretty cool. And also, when the last times I was looking into it, like it takes making a polymer chain in order to create a good concrete, something that you can make a mixture and get it wet and then let it dry and it'll be a brick. uh, you have to make a polymer chain, which I'm still learning about that. I do. I think it's pretty interesting. Their reverse engineering has turned up a surprising list of ingredients that were mixed into old buildings. Materials such as tree bark, volcanic ash, rice, beer, and even urine. These unexpected add-ins could be key to some pretty impressive properties, like the ability to get stronger over time and heal cracks when they form. Figuring out how to copy these features could have real impacts today, while our modern concrete has the strength to hold up massive skyscrapers and heavy infrastructure. It can't compete with the endurance of ancient materials. I think it's more uh, the way we're using it. Like if you just take the concrete blocks that we have today and then stack them all in a fashion similar to that, it's probably going to last a long damn time as well. But having a massive skyscraper that's uh, got metal all throughout it to create tensile strength to make them to be able to sway. Yeah, those buildings are going to have maintenance to where they are going to deteriorate because it's a moving structure. And when you have a moving structure, it's going to deteriorate. But if you build up in a pyramid shape, there's not a whole lot of movement, and you're also not going to have to worry about uh, things that fall onto it, and things like that. It's going to be able to withstand impacts and wind shear in a way. And because it has a larger footprint, because it gets wider as it goes down, it displaces its weight. So it's not something that can get blown over or have the earth shake and totally crumble it. But Portland cement is one of those things that's interesting to look up and try to find the ingredients on. I haven't been able to actually find the ingredients list. I think it is as simple as the ingredient is Portland cement. It's like, but what makes up Portland cement? I have wondered that. I have looked into that. Um, Maybe it is possible I did not uh, research long enough, look for it, but um, that is a bit of information that I have looked into more than one time. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I've talked about quite a bit of articles today, and the first one I started talking about was the emergency broadcast signal that's going to be happening this afternoon. It said at 2:20 on the Eastern time zone. That's whenever it's supposed to start. So I'm gonna have my phone on and see if the broadcast system is working. I'm not gonna do like some of those conspiracy theorists that are talking about turning your phone off and removing the battery if you can and the SIM card and all that nonsense. Like what the heck? Yeah. Um, but I have been talking here for a bit, and I think I need to start stretching my legs. I feel it in my legs. I need to get up and move around a bit. But I'll be on the internet. I'm gonna be hanging out. Bree is saying it is going to cause the end times. Yeah. It is kind of scary to think that, yeah, if enough of those unhinged people get together and start causing chaos, they will bring on a end time scenario that they're all afraid of, but it's only brought on because of their unhinged ideas and they're freaking out. It's like, don't panic. Y'all need to like just critical thinking. Critical thinking. I think it needs to be popularized. I think that needs to be the new thing. That needs to be a trend. People need to become more aware of fallacies and cognitive distortions, and not only to point out what everybody else is doing wrong, but to be able to point that finger right back at themselves and think about it. Think about the ideas that you have. And I I'm not just saying this. I have taken time to think about the ideas that I think are true, and I'm trying my best to do that. And I think it needs to be a trend. People need to fallacies, you know, critical thinking. We need to popularize it. But yeah, I need to get up. I need to move around some. I wish y'all all well being. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out with me, keeping me company. I appreciate it. Silver, Trees, Cosmic Kyle, Hive Science. And yeah, it's also Kevin, the Trusty Ape. His birthday is today. So, uh, you know what? While I'm right here and I'm thinking about it, that's going to be my last thing I do here before I get off here. I'm about to go, but I'm going to say something to Kevin, our trusty ape. Let's see. Uh, you know, my phone is so slow at times. I probably need to turn it off. Let's see. C D E J. Ah, there he is. Happy birthday, Kevin. All right. I wish y'all all well being. Have a great day. And yeah, the end was a false alarm the other day. It's still continuing. We're going on. Um, can we get some peace? Can we all get to where we're collaborating and working together? Because I don't think the end is going to be coming anytime soon. Um, let's try to get along and be nice to each other and share some love and enjoy your time. Until next time, I'll check y'all later.